Waldo! Vault Waldo!
Black Mirror is known for its eerie and unsettling stories, but what makes them so eerie and unsettling is the fact that they are very plausible, with storylines predicting the future and even the past and present coming true. Thankfully, as of right now, packs of killer mechanical dogs and getting stuck in an RPG game are a work of fiction, again, at least for now. But other Black Mirror pieces have become a reality. In this video, we'll take a look at the Black Mirror predictions that came good and ones that are on the verge of becoming real. Move over, The Simpsons. There's a new clairvoyant show in town.
What if that's us and we're stuck in a simulation?
It was recently reported that Microsoft have filed a patent that would allow them to digitally resurrect family members and loved ones in the form of chatbots. Microsoft would take digital information stored from the deceased one and then take speech patterns and personality traits to converse with people looking to once again talk with those that they lost. Basically, these chatbots would simulate entire conversations. But Microsoft doesn't plan just to end it there and have suggested that they could even create a model of the person to create further behavior patterns and characteristics of the person that they're emulating. For Black Mirror fans, this may sound all too familiar to you. In the episode Be Right Back, starring Haley Atwell and Domhnall Gleeson, Gleeson's character Ash dies in a tragic car accident. Atwell's Martha is devastated and looking to contact her deceased partner, begins using a technology that imitates a deceased person based on their online history. The episode goes down a spiral from there, but the first piece is almost a dead ringer to what is happening now. But Microsoft isn't the only company to work on this technology. One such company is Eater9. They harvest your digital information to create an AI based on your personality and social traits. But as we said, the episode Be Right Back goes down a spiral to the point where Martha brings a physical imitation of Ash to her household. Now, while we haven't gotten to the point where physical imitations are a reality, well, actually they kind of are, but more on that in a bit, we're seeing similar results in the Uncanny Valley. Technology has gotten to the point where people can be brought back to life digitally. Take Peter Cushing as Moff Tarkin in Rogue One, for example. But one of the biggest ways this is being done is through hologram, with a number of celebrities, such as Tupac, being brought back to life in hologram form. In fact, for Kim Kardashian's 40th birthday, Kanye West gifted her a hologram of her deceased father, Robert. Also, the Canadian company Lyrebird, they're able to recreate a person's voice and speech patterns as long as they have enough audio samples. Eventually, these companies may be able to create a digital version of you, just like the episode USS Callister, although admittedly without the DNA. But Hanson Robotics took it one step further in 2010 when their owner created a robot version of his wife based on her memories, feelings, and likeness to interact with people. That's what we mean about the physical limitation, but I mean, it's kind of questionable. Moving on from the land of the dead and to the world of the living, in the episode 15 Million Merits in Season 1, we see a society that powers itself by humans on bikes using their kinetic energy. This one may have sounded far-fetched at first, but it is quickly becoming a reality. Scientists are currently working on a small device the size of a stamp that will use your body's movements to create electricity and do things like charge your cell phone. But the practice of using bikes as a power supply is already a reality in Brazil, where certain prison inmates ride stationary bikes that act as a power supply to the entire prison. In the episode, The Entire History of You, back in Season 1, we see the episode's protagonist, Liam, learn the dangers of recording and storing all of your memories through the technology of implants that can record and play back every moment of your life. Liam quickly becomes obsessed with the technology, using it to expose an affair, with the moral of the story being that this technology can be dangerous. But in the real world, we're on the cusp of this becoming a reality. Samsung have invented contact lenses that effectively do the same thing and can actually live stream your life as it's attached to a smartphone. The technology also has the ability to take a picture when the user blinks and display information over the person's eyes. All of this is somewhat reminiscent of the iPhone in Futurama, although I will not be saying shut up and take my money to Samsung because honestly, this stuff scares me. While the Samsung lenses are the closest tech to the device seen on the show, the wristband capture is also pretty close as it allows you to record and replay anything that you've recently experienced. In the Season 3 episode Nosedive, we see Dallas Bryce Howard's character Lacey becoming addicted to social media and spiraling out of control as the society she lives in runs on social ratings, with you being able to rate those around you. Now, this is a system that is similar to how apps like Uber or Lyft work, but it's also similar to a system in China where citizens can earn certain scores depending on how they operate in society. For example, get a ton of parking tickets. But how society operates in Nosedive relies heavily on the technology, with every person having a permanent contact lens that lets them see a rating beside other people, and they can see how ratings influence their score in real time. While we are yet to have that exact technology, Microsoft are getting quite close with their HoloLens goggles. One of the most terrifying episodes is the episode Hated in the Nation, where a swarm of killer robotic bees go on a murder spree. What makes it scarier though is that we are one step closer to this being a reality. In Georgia, in the USA, a student created a small bee drone that emulates the patterns of bees and how they pollinate plants. The drone, known as Plan B, is operated by a smart device and can suck pollen from one plant and transfer it to another one. With the decline in population of real-life bees, the student created the drone as awareness, but is also planning on bringing it to the open market soon. But after watching Hated in the Nation, I'm not so sure it's a good idea. But before we go into full panic, the bee drone does differ from the bees on Black Mirror in different ways. Firstly, being much larger than a life-size bee, and as of right now, has not gone on any murderous rampages. Emphasis on as of right now. Amazon delivery drones are getting closer to becoming a day-to-day part of life, but so apparently are self-driving pizza vans. Back in 2018, Pizza Hut revealed their designs for the first ever fully autonomous delivery concept vehicle in partnership with the car company Toyota. Self-driving pizza vans also made an appearance in Black Mirror in the extremely dark episode Crocodile, when a pedestrian is hit by one of these self-driving vans before the episode goes down a road of extremely violent and horrible events. In the episode Archangel, we see a focus on an overprotective mother that has a chip implanted into her daughter's head so she can keep tabs on everywhere she goes and everything that she does. Similar to blocking people on the White Christmas episode, she can even blur and censor imagery she does not want her daughter seeing, which leaves her isolated and shielded from society around her. But how close is this to reality? Obviously, censoring harmful imagery is a common occurrence on social media, but it is a very different practice to do it in the real world, and we are very far away from that. But scientists are working on recreating vision through people's brain patterns they've seen through MRI, and have even created a rough sketch of what they're looking at. In regards to tracking and keeping up with your biometric data, we already have apps and gadgets that monitor your health, such as heart rate, and even when, where, and how far you walked or moved. Now, thankfully, packs of killer robot dogs from the episode Metalhead are not a reality, but robot canines are very much here. In fact, there are a lot of robot animals around, and in particular dogs, with Sony's Aibo being an example of this. But probably the biggest example of this is the robots created by Boston Dynamics, which are four-legged, can walk up to 3 miles per hour, climb terrain, avoid obstacles, see 360 degrees, and perform a number of programmed tasks. As we said though, they're not hunting us down yet, but if Boston Dynamics keeps pushing them over all the time, maybe they will revolt. And finally, we end on avatars. No, I'm not talking about the blue aliens or airbenders, but of course, the on-screen graphic. Avatars are prominent in the Black Mirror episode The Waldo Moment, where the main character becomes famous by using a cartoon comedic avatar as his proxy. By recording his comedic performances, he can turn it into a cartoon and have it verbally attack people on TV. Now, as you know, avatars are becoming more and more commonplace in today's society, such as Bitmoji and Animojis. To compare it side by side to the episode, Apple even released a new Animoji program where it generates an animal avatar based on the face of the user. In fact, motion capture technology has become so advanced that it can even capture a performer's movements and map them onto a live avatar. So yeah, pretty darn close to the Black Mirror episode. In response to the Animoji release, the show's creator Charlie Brooker made a comment saying, quote, "If Apple really is using Black Mirror as inspiration for future projects, I think we're all in trouble when season 4 launches," end quote. And he is probably not wrong there. I'm just worried about what other things will come true. I'm looking at you, playtest. To be honest though, this is just scratching the surface. Who knows what will become a reality in the next few years, and there have been a number of strange coincidences. I am kinda scared what the makers of Black Mirror will come up with next, because I really don't want to be dealing with killer bees or robot dogs or whatever else they have planned in the future.